be the apple of your eye, but I'll pick you a flower if you like. I know I'll never be the stars up in your sky, but I'll pick you a flower.
The first time I met Dakota is actually when he came to pick me up for our first date. And I remember opening the door and he was wearing this shirt that I don't necessarily love, and I remember thinking, who is this weird kid and why is he wearing that shirt? So he picked me up and we were just kind of driving around, and I could tell he hadn't really planned anything, and then he was like, hey, let's go to the mall.
She thought I didn't have anything planned, but that was actually the plan. It's because, to me, when I was trying to date girls, it was, I wanted to find somebody that was easygoing and could just go with the flow. So I never ever made a plan for the first date.
So we went to the Provo Town Center Mall, which I liked because I love to shop. So I was like, oh, a guy that really likes to shop, this is good. And we just walked around the mall and he held my hand and we just like talked and everything. And then he was like, do you want to go watch a movie? And I was like, okay. So we went and saw Jurassic World at the mall, and then afterwards we drove around in his car and we just talked a lot and really got to know each other. It was good.
Our first kiss was actually on a bet. Samantha never even knew this until now this video, but yeah, the first kiss was, the guys at work told me that they didn't believe I could kiss the girl on the first date, and so I had to prove them wrong.
Walked me to my door and he like hugged me goodnight, and he was like hugged me for a really long time, and I was like, I think he wants to kiss me. And then he like let go, and so I went to go walk in my house and he like grabbed my hand and like flung me back in and kissed me. It was really cute, actually, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, the first time I said I love you was a while after she did. The first time she said I love you was, she tried to blame it on the pizza guy on our second date.
Okay, so the first time I said I love you, I didn't really mean it. We had just hung out at his brother's house because he's house sitting, and he was dropping me back off at my car, and in my defense, it was a really long day and I hadn't slept, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was getting out of his car, and out of habit I was just like, okay, I love you, bye. And then as soon as I said it, I was like, I turned around, I was like, I don't mean that, and I told him that I said that to the pizza guy, and he didn't think that was very funny.
The first time I told Sam I loved her was on our third or fourth date, which was a few days after, because I wasn't sure how I felt after the pizza guy comment. But I told her that again to see how she would take it, because I knew from the first time I saw her that, you know, we had something special.
The first time that I said I love you and I meant it was we'd just gone to the Stadium of Fire, and we had a really good time, and I remember he was like walking, he'd gone to help his nephew because his nephew was acting up, and I remember he was walking up the stadium with his nephew in his hands, and I just remember thinking, I love him, and it was like in that moment that I realized it, and then I think it was that night that I told him that I loved him. Okay, so our proposal story is kind of crazy. We had already picked a wedding date, and I'd already picked our venue and like booked it, so I knew it was coming, and I knew he'd have a hard time surprising me. And like the day before, I actually read a text on his phone from his sister where they were talking about how he should do it when we went shooting that weekend with his sister.
That whole text was the whole plan. We knew she would see the text, and we knew she knew I was going to propose, and so we had to figure out a way to start setting her on a wild goose chase.
So when he was at the game on Friday, he was texting his sisters and coming up with this huge elaborate scheme. So after the game we went to JCW's, and he's still planning this whole thing, and we get done and we go back to his mom's house, and we were like waiting for his sister to get there, and I thought she was taking a long time because she had to go pick up her car, but really she was going to the store to buy roses. So we've been there for a little while, and his mom got like a fake phone call from his sister, and they created this whole story that our sister had gotten pulled over, which was all elaborate because we had just talked about how crappy his sister's car was earlier in the day. So they made this whole story that she got pulled over and that her brother was getting arrested.
The car accident, everything like that was all made up so we could get it all set up there on my mom's front step.
So we're like going down the stairs and his mom like pushed me out the front door and closed the door behind me. And I looked down and there's rose petals all over the front porch, and then he like came out of nowhere and got down on one knee and asked me if I'd marry him, and I was so shocked. I think I actually said, "Is this what this is?"
After I proposed to Sam, I felt the best way to put it was complete. I felt that my life was finally full and I could continue on.
About you, missus, 'cause I know I'll never be the apple of your eye, but I'll pick you a flower.